From the minute that I opened this box, I immediately fell in love with these headphones. They were just that freaking amazing. What's up everybody, this is Scott. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the newly favorited of mine noise cancellation headphones, the Shure Aonic 40s. Big shout out to Shure for sending these over for me to check out. This video is not sponsored by Shure, but they did send these out for me to review. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be talking about 6 different things in this video: the fit, the finish, the battery life, the specs, the sound, both from a phone call perspective and a sound quality since they are headphones, and a price point perspective. First things first, let's talk about the fit, the style, and the look. The 40s are a sleek looking black and silver over the head pair of headphones that have this, what I can only describe as a swoop looking design. The curve of the silver really folds well into the executive looking pair of headphones, and this does come with a case that requires a little bit getting used to when you're folding the headphones the correct way. The instructions included show you how to fold the headphones into the case correctly, but I found myself folding them up and just putting them on my desk somewhere while I was at home. However, they fold nicely into the case for safe travels and are exactly the ones that I'm going to take anywhere I travel this year, whether that be through CES or anything else like that. The power button also acts as a Bluetooth pairing button. When you hold it for 5 seconds, when you power them on, you go into Bluetooth pairing mode. Additionally, you can press the power button twice quickly and get battery levels of your headphone. On the right cup of the headphone comes the volume rocker, as well as the button for the active noise cancellation. The noise cancellation button can be pressed one time and it's going to enter into either active noise cancellation or environment mode. And the environment mode is where you can hear things around you but still hear the music or any type of audio that you have in the headphone. You can hold that same button for 4 seconds to turn it on and off, press it twice to mute and unmute. You can also press and hold the middle button for your favorite assistant, whether that's Siri, Google, or Alexa. I thought for sure all of the different Google devices around my place would go crazy when I said its name. I thought for a second. Overall, these look great and have great options, but how do they fit? So from a fit perspective, from a comfortability, these are some of the most comfortable headphones I've ever had a chance to wear in a really, really long time. Coming in a nice tidy 313 grams or 11 ounces for us folks here in the US, they are not heavy at all and they don't have any type of fatigue if you wear them on your head for long periods of time by any stretch of the imagination. I found that I could wear them for multiple hours and I never felt like any ear or head fatigue was happening literally at all. So from a comfortability perspective, these are definitely some of the most comfortable ones I've worn in a really long time. Now let's talk about battery life. Shure says that you could expect up to 25 hours of battery life, even with the noise cancellation part on, and the headphones, I gotta tell you, are really, really close to that 25 hours. When I got these out of the box, I had a very small update I had to complete. And once I had enough battery life in not the headphones, but my phone itself, I was able to complete that headphone update. But even after all of that and doing the update, I had 50% battery life right out of the box. I was able to go several days before I charged them up all the way, probably upwards of anywhere between 8 and 10 hours before I felt the need to charge them up, not because they were dead, but because I just felt the need to charge them up. Long story short, I feel that 25 hours is more than enough and they charge up pretty quickly overall for headphones. I left them on the charger for a few hours because I walked away and they were fully charged when I came back and basically put them on my head and just ran off and started listening to more music. From a specs perspective, they have a 40mm driver with a frequency response of 20 to 20,000 hertz. The headphones support aptX, aptX HD, SBC, and AAC from a codecs perspective as well. They come with a USB-C cable as well as a 3.5mm cable, which is about 3 feet long, both of them. Honestly, having the cables included is a really nice touch. A lot of companies are cutting back and you're not going to be able to get those things included anymore, but Shure definitely included them. These are Bluetooth 5, and from a range perspective, I didn't have to worry at all about range or latency when it came to gaming or watching movies. I was able to leave my phone completely across the other end of the house, walk around with the headphones on, and it didn't drop connection, not even once. And from a latency perspective, I never had any issues at all when I was watching either Marvel movies or playing like any type of golf game or anything like that. that from a gaming perspective. Now, if you're playing a game that requires shooting and things like that, not entirely sure, but I didn't experience any latency on any of the gaming that I had. Now let's talk about the sound, because these are headphones after all. I take a ton of conference calls, so phone calls and quality of phone calls is very, very important to me. Headphone call quality is vitally important because I am in so many different calls every single week. After several Teams meetings, Zooms, and regular phone calls, I'm happy to report that these are outstanding when it comes to the phone call quality. A lot of people actually commented on how clear it sounded, and it sounded as though I was talking directly into the phone's microphone. It came in nice and clear, no distortion, and even sounded good while I was on speakerphone. And here is exactly what you could expect from a sound perspective from these microphones. Now this is a recording using the Shure Aonic 40s on an iPhone 12 Pro, recording directly from these guys straight into the iPhone 12 Pro. Honestly, I think it sounds amazing from this particular perspective. I think it's not going to sound anything like this, like a Shure SM7B, but all in all, I think this thing sounds quite honestly really, really good. I have no problem at all doing these from a conference call or any type of perspective like that. So it's definitely a nicer pair of microphones that are on these headphones for sure. Now from the music sound perspective, I pushed these things through a ton of different music, from Childish Gambino, Mac Miller, Death Cab for Cutie, Amy Winehouse, John Mayer, and more. The music just poured easily out of these headphones. And when listening to a lot of bass-heavy songs from like Mac Miller or Childish Gambino, the bass was high enough quality that I could actually hear and feel the vibration of the headphones, so I could literally feel the bass. Now that was at the highest volume level, but at levels that are more appropriate for listening, the bass is super filling, not overpowering at all, where it steps on the vocals or the midtones or the instrumentation or anything like this. When I listened to Amy Winehouse and John Mayer for their strong vocals and tones, their tones were exquisite to listen to. The midtones and the vocals had plenty of space within the headphones where they didn't trip over any of the other instrumentals. The songs were all incredibly detailed from aspects of all of the sound profiles, and some of the guitar parts from some of the songs, I was able to actually pick out that guitar and listen through the entire song with the greatest of ease because of how much detail were in these headphones. I haven't found a song yet that's made me turn the volume down or have any types of ear pains or anything like that. Probably some of the best high-end headphones that I've had a chance to ever listen to, and that says a lot because I listen to a ton of music. Now from a price point perspective, these headphones are priced what I think is actually pretty darn fair at $249 at the time of this recording. So from a $250 perspective, you can go like crazy high-end Bose, which are about $100 to $150 more, or you can get some cheaper active noise cancellation headphones. But again, from an overall sound profile perspective, I really, really like the way that these things sound, especially at the $250 price point. And while there's so much to love about the headphones, is there anything that I don't particularly like about them or where I think they have the greatest opportunity? I do find the noise cancellation to be about average in comparison to others at this particular price point. I don't think it's bad per se, I just think it could be a little bit stronger in the noise cancellation department. They do a really good job of sealing around my ears without the active noise cancellation being on, but I feel like it could be a little bit stronger in the department of when I do have the active noise cancellation on. It's not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination because I absolutely still recommend these headphones for absolute sure, pardon the pun. These are now my go-to headphones when it comes to over-the-ear, full-ear headphones. But let me know in the comments, are you thinking about picking something up from Shure, especially these Aonic 40s? So that's it, that's all I have. As always, like, share, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment below, and we will see you next time.